All right, guys, so I'm back from vacation, and I was reading through the Gospel of Matthew, and when Jesus called men who would become his disciples, he said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." He called ordinary men. They were fishermen, working men with routines, responsibilities, and comfortable lives that they actually understood. And Matthew says that they immediately dropped their nets and followed him. So those nets were more than tools. They represented security, their identity, their income, and comfort. And Jesus asked them to leave what was familiar so that they could become the men who God called them to be. And I believe that's still difficult for men today, to leave comfort. We live in a culture built around comfort. Easy entertainment, endless scrolling, convenience, and distraction. Men drift through life spiritually asleep because comfort asks nothing. It keeps us passive, numb, and undisciplined. And somewhere along the way, we stopped treating comfort like the blessing that it is and started treating it more like an idol. Now, we organize our lives around avoiding struggle, sacrifices, and discipline. The world tells us hardship should be avoided at all costs, but comfort rarely looks dangerous at first. That is why it becomes such a powerful idol. An idol does not have to be evil to replace God in our lives. It just has to matter more than obedience. There's a saying, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and so on. Whether every part of that is true or not, we can clearly see what comfort has done to men today. Too many men have stopped fighting for what matters, especially spiritually. Too many have chosen distraction over discipline and entertainment over purpose. But Jesus never called men to comfort, especially comfortable Christianity. He called men to deny themselves, to carry their cross and follow him. Following Christ, I believe, means becoming uncomfortable sometimes. It means praying when you would rather sleep, confronting sin instead of hiding it, and standing for truth when culture pushes against it. You have to become comfortable being uncomfortable at this point. A man cannot fully chase comfort and follow Christ at the same time. The disciples dropped their nets because they realized that Jesus was greater than the comfort that they were holding on to. So that begs the question, what net are we holding on to? Is it fear, laziness, pornography, pride, isolation, entertainment? Maybe God is calling you deeper, but that comfort is keeping you there. It's pulling you backward. We are called to something greater. We were not created to drift through life spiritually weak and passive. We were called to protect, to provide, lead, and follow Christ with courage, discipline, and obedience. Jesus is still saying today, follow me. And the question is whether we are willing to leave comfort behind long enough and be disciplined and obey it.